of Kelsey bruises. I got you, AC, right next. You next, AC. I got you. Um, that Milagro said that there was pictures presented of Kelsey's injuries from that night. Can you speak on that?
Yeah, there was some pictures that Kelsey Harris took photos of her own injuries. One was a long bruise on her thigh. Another was a little bald spot on the top of her head from hair being pulled out. And she actually, these were her photos. Initially, in opening statements, the prosecution accused Tory of assaulting her, but they never produced any evidence that happened. And in fact, in closing arguments, they never even went there again. So it looks like those injuries were consistent with probably Megan beating her up, grabbing her hair, dragging her out, and the bruise is probably from hitting the ground or being dragged on the ground. Because here's another thing we learned about Kelsey. She's only 4'11", and Megan is 5'10". Yeah, she's 4'11", and Megan is 5'10".
Wow.
So you could picture
That's like a
that's
cow, bro.
grabbing a girl that's 4'11", although she is curvy. She's a curvy 4'11". I don't know what her weight was before she was pregnant, but she's not a skinny, tiny 4'11". She's a curvy 4'11". But nevertheless, I think the 5'2" person could handle the 4'11" person with the injuries that we saw that Kelsey had.
Right. So can you talk about the injuries?
Yeah, it was just a bruise. She took a picture of her thigh, and it was a long bruise on her left thigh between, her upper thigh and her knee. A long bruise, and I would say about 3 or 4 inches wide, and about the whole length of her thigh. Like it looked like a dragging type of bruise.
Okay.
Or it could have been an impact bruise as well. It could have been an impact bruise. It could have been, it could have been a kick. It could have been a kick. And then she was missing a patch of hair, a small patch of hair on the top of her head. She took a picture of that. And also one of her fingernails broke. The police found the fingernail in the street that was broke. And then she had a gold chain that was broke and a pendant that was on the street. So initially the prosecution said all this happened from Tory, but we all know in that courtroom that happened from the fight that she had with Megan.
Right, because when niggas pulling the girl hair out,
I was thinking the same thing. But I do think there's a small percentage of brothers that will snatch hair. I'll say 10% will grab a woman's hair.
Down with the LGBTQ community too. Niggas slap the shit out of the bitch. Bah! You know what I'm saying? Pardon my French. You know what I'm saying? We scratching and pulling hair that we'll grab our girls by their hands, by their wrists, by their shoulders. We're not pulling their hair out.
That's what you would do.
You're right, because I think some men will grab a woman by the hair, but not pull the hair out.
Right.
Some of her hair was literally pulled out, and that's definitely more of a feminine move than a manly move. So I always think the go-to move for most men is grab the neck on a female. One of those, but not pulling the hair. Right. And then look, Tory.
And hold on, let me stop you for a minute. For one, we're not condoning men hitting any women. We don't do that. We're just saying what would happen if a man and a woman had a fight. It is not likely that a man's going to be pulling a woman's hair. Don't misconstrue this in any way. Go ahead, Alex.
I don't think that Tory almost being, I think Tory was the lightest person out of all 4 of them. I even think Kelsey outweighs Tory. I think Tory weighs about 130 pounds, and I'm not exaggerating. So a guy that's that small, that light, ain't gonna be trying to toss a woman around the street by pulling their hair. It just doesn't seem logical at all. And the prosecution conceded that.
Now, also, the witness said something about he felt like all 3 of them were beating on Megan at some point.
Yeah, that was a crazy part of the testimony, because he was asked after Megan got shot what happened. He said she started to crawl or limp to the driveway, and then she collapsed and was in a fetal position. And then he said he saw all three of them beating on her, which doesn't make any sense.
That sounded like all three of them was like, yo, I got you, T. That was like all three of them. Hurry up and get in the goddamn car for the police come. That's what that shit is. Right?
That's actually, they asked him, what did you hear next? And he said he heard the driver say, we got to get out of here. The police are coming.
See, I knew that. Hold on a second.
The driver said that.
Right. Hold on a second. AC, go ahead. AC, take it off mute. All right, AC, you sleeping. T, go ahead, T.
Okay, y'all hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. We hear you.
All right, peace, everybody. Hope everybody's well. Yeah, my thoughts on it. I hear a lot of folks talking about the conversation and just in a manner where it's really based around drama versus the actual evidence and things like that. And the overwhelming presentation is that Megan and old girl were lying. Now, Tory wasn't forthcoming at the beginning either, but if you just add up everything over the last couple of years, a gag order was put on him, not on Meg the Stallion. She's been able to present a story, or I should say, she's been able to present multiple stories in the public eye, and then had a special with Gayle King as well. And the individual, Tory, he's not been able to defend himself. Now, all the stuff as far as how their lifestyle is really neither here nor there, because that's kind of par for the course when it comes to people who do the stuff they do in the industry. All the little commingling of coochie and all that stuff, like that's typically run of the mill. But in this case, you have a situation where it's clearly a sham, and the people who are talking about this so frivolously as if it's a joke or if it's something to be laughed at is really unfortunate, because Sean Kelly in his dissertation had one account, and then at trial he's not even a witness for the prosecution. He's a defense witness. He might as well have been a witness for the prosecution at the trial, because of the fact that he claims that, one, okay, like you said repeatedly, Choke, okay, he saw one female who was fighting for several minutes go to the car, and then there was a muzzle flash. He said he thought it was fireworks, and then he went on to pursue, and then the little man came out of the car. So if the little man is in the car and the muzzle flash comes right when she goes to the door, how could it possibly be dude? And people sitting here talking about it like it's a joke, like, oh yeah, he did this, and like, there's no possible way. You would have to literally be like on the utmost level of delusion to think that it was him based off of this witness account. Now, his testimony obviously muddled the whole thing, which everybody, like Alex mentioned, other people who've covered the case also have mentioned, like, everybody in the court was confused, like when he said, oh, well, the little man started shooting in the air wildly, which doesn't make sense. If the clip was empty, how could he be putting off any more shots? And then if there's a sequence of firing going on, pop, 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 and if a struggle ensued, that makes sense, like that the trigger probably was pulled. And if Kelsey's 4'11" and getting rolled on by Meg the Stallion, isn't that motive to grab a weapon? Because typically folks who getting their ass whooped typically go for something to even the odds. So it just sounds like it was just overall an unfortunate situation. But the grander piece of it, which is more unfortunate, is the fact that it's clear that this woman lied on this dude multiple times, and people are still going for it, even though it's been proven that the individual has lied multiple times. Which that's
a fact.
That's the most troubling part of all of this, is because it's blatantly obvious that there are lies being told on this dude. Now, whether he's defending somebody, that's his choice, but he probably did not take the stand because it would have been more of a disadvantage, because it would have turned into something else. Rather than him giving his account, it would have been him defending himself against something that has nothing to do with the case, which is just more deterrent. And he could have ended up doing more damage trying to defend himself in a situation like that, to where he's defending something he's not prepared for. So yeah, the fact of the matter is that lies were told. There's been stuff that's been covered over with this whole thing. There's probably stuff that we as the public have no idea that's been tucked away. Homegirl didn't get tested for DNA. Why would she need immunity if she was cool? If she didn't do anything to where she would need to get put away, why would she need immunity? It's just that simple.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
That's great. That's great. Yo, DC, I'm gonna let you go and talk. But yo, see, you hit that shit on the head, bro. You know, DC, go ahead.
All right, this is my theory on what happened. Motherfucking Kelsey grabbed the gun. The first 3 shots was between her and what's called struggling for the gun. Her and Tory fighting over the gun. Then Tory grabbed the gun out, finally wrestled away from her, and they both went in the air. And as far as Kelsey getting immunity, that means she was already offered a bribe that everybody know about, and she don't want to get locked up for this fucking bribe. So therefore, she took immunity. Therefore, they ain't gonna go check her bank records, which they probably gonna go check them motherfuckers anyway and see if she got any strange deposits, because that's how the fucking feds work. But as far as Toy is not totally innocent of this, because Meg had multiple fragments. One bullet is not gonna put multiple fragments in both feet. So if even Kelsey shot it once, that's why I'm getting you the theory that they was wrestling over the gun and it went off them first 3 times and she got multiple fragments.
What's the chance? What's the DC? What's the chances of Megan and Kelsey fighting over the gun and the shit hitting the ground and the fragments hitting her foot? Because she don't got slugs in her foot. She got fragments. And we both, or I don't know if you know, but a bullet can hit the ground and break up and you can get fragments in you. So what's the chances of her and Kelsey struggling for the gun? And that's
Sean Kelly is the chances of her and Megan struggling for the gun. That's it. Their witness, their own fucking witness killed them.
Okay. But once again, hold on. Hold on. Alex, let me ask you a question. Right? The bullet fragments, when they explain that in court, are they slugs? Did she get shot in the foot, or is it bullet fragments where a bullet may have hit something and splattered and went into her foot?
They were definitely fragments, and based on what the doctor said, they most likely, the doctor didn't say this, but we learned it later, but they most likely hit the ground first and then shattered and then went into her foot. Because at the in closing arguments, the prosecutor told the jury, even if you think these are ricochets, these are fragments, count 1 still stands. It doesn't have to be a whole projectile. So that means that the prosecution understood that what most likely happened was a ricochet. And I think the fragments that went into Megan's left foot are fragments from one projectile. There were 2 big fragments, probably came from the same projectile, but she also has some fragments in her right foot, but smaller. So maybe she's got fragments from 2 bullets that shattered and hit the ground.
Now, let me ask you a question about like the street perspective of they was arguing. She was drunk and rowdy and allegedly kicked out the window in the back, kicked out the window in the car. Bitch, let us out. Fuck out of it. Let us out. She kicked the glass out the window. Now, when the police pull up, they say it's glass on the floor and she got a cut foot. Is any of that true?
Nah, none of that's true. There is no broken glass, no broken window, no glass on the ground. They showed
Hey,
photos
but
of
in
the
the
crime scene.
TMZ report, in the first report, it says it's broken glass.
Well, we saw photos of the whole crime scene, photos of Kelsey's broken chain, fingernail, bullet casings. They had photos of the whole scene and no testimony or photos of any broken glass.
Okay. All right. So that's ruled out.
Yeah, definitely ruled out. But I think you brought up something that no one really has mentioned, and it's possible that Megan and Kelsey fought over the gun, and that bullets hit the ground and ricocheted into her foot.
Now,
That's
Alex,
quite possible.
You being being in the courtroom, right? What sense does it make, right? Now, I'm just playing devil's advocate. Don't be mad at me, ladies. You got two best friends. They get in the car with a guy, and Megan and Tory is arguing, throwing low blows at each other to the point where allegedly Tory shoots Megan, right? Why, when Kelsey gets out of jail, released and everything, why doesn't let Megan allow her to be a part of her life? Now, Kelsey says she goes over to the hospital and Desiree Perez tell her, yo, we getting you a plane ticket. Yo, you out of here. Her plane ticket is booked. She's getting ready to leave in 2 hours. They won't let her talk to Megan. She can't go in the hospital to see the Megan. I'm gonna play devil's advocate and say it was COVID. She couldn't go in the hospital. Why wouldn't Megan, if Tory shot Megan, if she didn't have a beef with Kelsey, why didn't Megan embrace Kelsey? Why did Desiree Perez send Kelsey a plane ticket to go home? And then from that point on, from that day, Megan never rocked with Kelsey again. Her best friend, her assistant, and then Megan pays for her rent for a year, but never wants to have nothing to do with her again. How does that make sense in this case?
Hey, you know what? That's an incredible point that you brought up. It's clear Megan cut Kelsey off immediately. In fact, when the girl Jilly picked Kelsey up to go to the hospital, Jilly told Kelsey, stay in the car. And because Kelsey thought she was going to be able to go visit Megan. Then Jilly comes back and says, no, you can't. And then Desiree tells Kelsey that Megan is going to be down for a while. And she's just going to be down. And Kelsey didn't understand, what did that mean? She's going to be down for a while. And I thought it was incredible that Desiree and them bought her a plane ticket to leave the same day. So it was clear Megan cut Kelsey off immediately. How come?
That's my question to you and everybody else. If Kelsey and Megan didn't have a beef and Tory did something, and Kelsey lives with you, she left her place in Houston, she sold all her stuff, she moved with you this man shot you, this man did this to you. Why do you abandon your friend and kick her off to the curb and you don't have nothing to do with her no more? What sense does that make?
That leans towards the defense. That leans towards reasonable doubt. That leads towards the conflict was really between Kelsey and Megan and not Tory and Megan.
Right. Hold on for a minute. DC, I'm going to ask you, since, you kind of leaning more on the Tory side, right? What sense does that make?
That don't make no goddamn sense. I ain't know all that about that part. I was just listening to the facts that was presented in court.
No, these are facts that are also presented in the court too. Am I right, Alex? Okay. So yeah, DC, what sense does that make that your best friend, this man just shot you, and you don't want your girlfriend to come to the hospital and be with you, that live with you?
That don't make no sense at all. That's why I gave my theory of what happened. Both of them they were struggling over the gun, and them 3 shots went off the first time, and then Tory got it away from her. But Tory needs to get his ass on the stand. That's
I
the
don't
only thing
think
I
he
can
wanted to be called a snitch. As stupid as it sounds, he didn't want to snitch, and he didn't want to snitch on Kelsey because what they would have did was locked her up.
Hold on, let me tell you about Snitch right now. I knew Alpo personally. I used to mess with his fucking wife's sister. Right up there where Joe Ferg took you at, nigga.
Right.
Fuzzy sister Debbie. I used to fuck with her. Niggas fucking with snitches. Niggas snitched on me. I had 2 different niggas snitch on me. Niggas fuck with them. I be cussing their ass out. So what the fuck it mean? If a nigga gonna fuck with you, they gonna fuck with you.
Right. All right, hold on a second. Yo, Mo, you there?
Hey, I want to say one more thing before I leave that I thought was really on Tory's side. We had testimony that before Quan pulled that car over, and when Megan and Kelsey were arguing, Tory told Quan, "Let these hoes out this car. Pull this car. Let these bitches and hoes out this car." So that just suggests he just wanted to get rid of them, not shoot anybody. And it came up a few times, but the defense didn't really remind the jury of that piece of testimony that we learned, that Tory said, "Pull this car over, Quan, and let these hoes out. Just let them out. Get rid of these bitches." That sounds like somebody that just wants to get rid of them, right? Not that he's going to pull a gun out and start shooting.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate you, Choke No Joke. I'll be checking you out. I'm about to take care of some family stuff, but I'll tap in with you again.
Yeah, please do, man. I really appreciate you. Thank you for everything,
Alrighty.
man. I appreciate you, bro.
I had a question for you, Alex. Damn.
All right, Four-Set Media, go ahead, brother.
What's good, Choke? How you doing?
I'm good, man.
Yeah, man. I've been covering this story on my channel. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Because y'all brought up some interesting theories that I've been kind of running through my head. But one of the ones that y'all brought up was the struggle over the gun. Before we even get to the struggle for the gun, do we even know that was Tory's gun?
I don't believe it was his gun.
It wasn't his gun. You want to know why? Because he had
Nah, it wasn't his gun.
He had a security guard with him. If you got a security guard with you, that is your gun. You don't need to be in LA carrying a weapon,
right?
Unregistered, because you're gonna get into.
But Tiger,
what he got into
before. Tiger tried to take his security gun before.
Yeah, he took the gun from the security, correct? Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So that would explain why there's no DNA evidence on the magazine and none on the weapon, as far as I know. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
that 90% is the security.
The 90% is unnamed, untested people. Is the only person that got DNA tested Tory? Because it seemed like everybody else should have got DNA tested.
And Megan as well.
Megan, and that was my other theory, is that if Megan, EJ's testimony seemed to imply that when they travel without security, they have to protect themselves.
That's right.
There's a possibility that Megan had her own weapon with her.
And
so Megan goes and reach for a gun.
He saw something that could have been a gun.
May have, maybe not.
But you know, he ain't want to be a messy queen, so he ain't want to tell the truth. But and when he insinuated he may have seen a gun in her bag,
he made sure to bring
you know
that
what
up.
A gun is. Fuck out of here.
While I was packing a bag, might have seen something with a handle.
Right.
And they said the gun was green, right? What dude is going around with a green gun?
What street nigga is going to have, or what dude is going to have a colored gun, knowing you need to have a black gun by minimum in case you're doing some shit in the dark? You're not going to have no green gun. Stop.
Right. So, I mean, it's laughable. And the fact that he's even going to get sentenced on January 27th, I would say I don't think this thing is going to stick. And this might be one of them embarrassment ceremonies. You know what I mean? Like, you might be on some Bill Cosby situation.
Humiliation ritual, you mean?
Exactly.
Right. All right, hold on a second. Let's get this lady in here. Let the ladies talk. Vanessa, what's up, love?
But he's still gonna get deported. He's still gonna get deported.
Yeah, it's possible. Vanessa, what's up?
Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Okay, so I see all you it's been fellas on here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah,
loud
we
and
can
clear,
hear you.
baby.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think that the emotions were running high when they left the party. Okay. I'm putting myself in that position. I'm ready to go. I'm Kelsey, right? I'm ready to go. I'm already lightweight aggravated. Megan, we leave, and Megan say, "Oh, I got to go back, this, that, and the third." When she gets back, when they go back to the party, here she comes out with Tory. They get in the car, okay, and Kelsey is probably already a little aggravated because of the way they say Megan was acting at the party. So when this jump starts jumping off, and Tory says, "I've been, doing it to your friend and whatever," that heightened Kelsey. At that point, to me, the focus wasn't even on Tory. Tory didn't even have to be in the car. The argument was between Megan and Kelsey because you're supposed to be my girl. What the hell? You know what I'm saying? It gets.
Oh, we lost you, Choke.
It sounds like we lost Vanessa too.
What happened to her? She fell off?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Ayana, what's up?
Hey, so I just have a lot of different speculations about this situation. It's really frustrating because they put out this narrative as if all black men are out here to harm other black women. You know, I have a cousin that was personally that did some time over a crime that he didn't do. So for me personally, I don't think Tory harmed her. Like, even if that was his gun, right? Why didn't they do the DNA testing on the gun? It was no way that they was able to trace it as if it was his, right? Then on top of that, if the guy, the witness, said that he wound up doing fires like shots in the air, if that was the case, don't you think that there was a chance that they was fighting over the gun? Because if Kelsey had fired first, that he probably was trying to empty out the shells, right? So intending a person to kill, that means you would have to literally like put your whole force to try to harm that person. He didn't do that. They keep saying that Megan got shot. She never got shot. It's a fragment. It's a difference. It's like getting grazed. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense. Like, now they're saying that, to me it was more of a opinion, and it was more about emotions, how they felt, but they wasn't going with the facts. 22 years, that's a long ass time to not go by the facts and the evidence. You had people that was there and they literally went against everything that he fucking said. If that was the case, y'all could have just went with her whole narrative and just call it right then and there. Y'all should never took it to trial. Then on top of that, she lied multiple times. That shows your character right then and there. Yes, Tory is aggressive in other situations, but he's a man. You get what I'm saying? See, they try to take this masculinity thing as if all men is just aggressive and they're wrong because men are men. You get what I'm saying? But harming another female, see, I know that Rock Nation, they put this shit for Megan to get close with him. You get what I'm saying? To bond over losing a parent, to bond over being in the industry trying to fight to the top. But because he didn't want to let go of his masters, his masters, whatever his artistry, they tried to do little things to corrupt him. And then what made it really obvious was that why the fuck, if he didn't even come with y'all to the party, right? Why did you have to go back to go get him? So to me, that felt like y'all planned that shit all along. Why did you have to go back to that? Why did you have to go back? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah,
Okay.
she went back. You know why she went back? Because she left Tory behind and felt like he was going to smash Kylie, and she
Right.
was
I get
jealous.
that. I get that. But my thing is this. He was never your man to start from the start. You had sex with a guy that had sex with your best friend first. So to me, I look at it as this Rock Nation, they planned this shit all along. You know what I mean? But he was too gullible to think that their friendship would never escalate it to the way how it did. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
And it's sad because you literally seeing the system corrupt a black person that's innocent. Once again, and don't get me wrong, I do feel bad for her because she got hurt. But at the end of the day, who is to say that he actually harmed her? I know Kelsey in my heart from the beginning. As soon as I heard this shit 2-3 years ago, it just never made any sense. It just never did. Why the fuck would he lose everything that he worked hard for to initially kill you, to harm you? Do you know what the fuck a gun can do to you? That shit can take you innocently.
That's right.
And then it's like you was being dramatic and he said dance bitch. Who the like it wasn't consistent, and then you was never being truthful. Do you think I would literally protect somebody that harmed? And then the fact that he actually called Kelsey on a jail phone because he said he was sorry. Yeah, he was sorry for spilling the fucking cat out the bag. But he never. Why the fuck would a person actually be in a facility knowing that the calls is being recorded to actually admit to doing a fucking crime? Make it make sense.
That's right. Speak
Why
on
would
the
a
show.
person agree with that? Why would a person even like that? Doesn't make any sense. And then on top of that, if that was the case, if you knew a person was coming to the house, this is the front house that he supposedly went to confess, why the fuck didn't you have it in recording? That doesn't make any sense. You think I'm about to have a person come up to my home that harmed my friend?
But you never use the jail phone.
Right.
So it's sad and it's disgusting that this is the way how society is going. But the real always, fumble and the fake always rise to the top. So it's sad and it's so crazy because I literally had a dream the day before the verdict that I was literally like walking in the hills like gracefully, and I was like, yeah, this bitch is gonna win. It's crazy. It's sickening. It's sickening.
Wow.
But even if he do take it to what is it? If he try to
Appeal.
the case.
Yeah, appeal.
Kelsey Platt in the fifth did nothing but protect herself because if that was the case, he could have just ratted her out from the beginning. But she did nothing but cover herself. So it's going to be kind of hard to backtrack that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I feel like if she didn't do nothing wrong, what did she need immunity for, and why did she need to plead the fifth? Because she didn't want to incriminate herself. What was you going to incriminate yourself with?
Exactly. She
Immunity.
didn't incriminate herself. So it was best for her to just be quiet. And I think because Kelsey knows so much shit about Megan, it would have been easier to get her out of there and put it on Tory because they already had their own issues as far as the labels, and it'd be easier to get his ass out of there because he's a man. So of course and then he already has history of being aggressive. So which one?
And he's smashing both of them. He's smashing both of them.
Exactly. So it's
how mad you gonna be at the women you smashing? Both of them.
Emotions. I mean, even Milagro, like with Milagro and the other lawyer guy, the Arabian guy. When the two lawyers, like literally, we are literally doing, and that's the powerful thing about social media, right? We don't need evidence of a fucking lawyer or detectives nowadays. We can do that shit for ourselves. You know what I mean? So it's like when you put two and two together and you actually are listening in details of it, it's fucking sickening. Imagine if they would have went stream with this, just like how they did the Johnny Depp situation. We would have all been like, oh hell no, this don't make
right.
sense. This don't make no sense. It's a mockery. It's disgusting because how can you come to the court of law with evidence and then say it doesn't matter? That's how you know it's all about politics and power. It's all about money and power.
Amen.
So people cannot believe that the system. First of all, the system was never made for us anyway. Because if that was the case, then why the fuck did they come up with food stamps and government assistance to break up the black home. So let's start there. Like, what makes us literally think that it's no bad people out here in the fucking system?
But it's a jury, though. It's not judge. It's jury.
Yeah, he got found guilty by 12, not by 1.
But they're all a unity. You know what I mean? They're all unity. Like, it's a pyramid. So it just doesn't make any sense. Like, it's all about power. Do you know how much of an embarrassment it would have been if she would have been found guilty versus the other way around?
Yeah.
They're gonna put her on magazine.
If he had been found innocent.
But you gotta be looking at it like this, though, sweetie. Look, you gotta look at it like this. 5 minutes after that shit, her girlfriend texted the damn bodyguard that Tory shot Meg. That's on them. She took immunity because she was getting bribed by Tory and she didn't want that shit to come out.
But why she couldn't be getting immunity? Because she knows she motherfucking shot him. She only told that story. Hold on, brother. When it first happened, she didn't tell that story. She went and told that story September of 2022.
Hold up.
When she found out that the defense was going to use the defense that she may have shot Tory.
Under duress.
Right.
Hold up. Listen to this. Hold up, Choke. Let me break it down.
Go ahead.
4 days after, he offered her $1 million to shut the fuck up.
Wait, how you know that?
Huh?
How do you know that?
It was evidence presented.
What evidence?
Where Alex at? We need Alex back in. See, it was evidence. And when they asked her on the stand,
wait.
Hold up. When they asked her on the stand,
there was no evidence of that.
Yes,
where evidence? Where evidence?
The prosecutor asked her, well, she presented $1 million to keep quiet, and the motherfucker said, she said, I never accepted no money. She couldn't even say no. She say, nah, he ain't offer me no money. She said, no, I never accepted no money.
She never accepted it. Then it can't be.
You don't know that. We got going to bank.
Wait a minute. What about the year-long apartment that she got from Megan?
That ain't a bribe?
That ain't a bribe. That ain't money.
That's compensation. You can write that off as compensation.
Compensation for what? Compensation for what?
Workman comp. She was an employee.
Wait. Hold for a second. I got this for a minute. Hold on for a minute. I got this for a minute.
You know some Donald Trump shit.
DC, hold on. That was compensation for you pay me for a whole year? Why?
I don't know why. It's compensation.
Wait, no, nigga. What do you mean you don't know why? You pay me for a whole year up front. Why?
The same reason Tory offered her $1 million.
Why? That is not the same reason. Tory and Megan on two opposite sides of the spectrum. Why?
I don't know, some shit you might want. I need you to do. Fuck you mean?
And you know, hold on. I pay your rent for a whole year, but you can't come see me in the hospital, and I never fuck with you again.
Now I don't know how that's going because she's saying
sound like control.
Exactly. Hold on, bro. Hold that thought. LaShonda, I think that is right. LaShonda, what's up?
Too. It's a Merry Christmas time.
Ahead,
and that's only what we know. Who knows now? Like it could be like.
Hold on, brother. Hold on, LaShonda, go ahead. Where'd she go? She left? All right, she got scared. Hold on. AC, you up, AC. You've been patient.
What's going on, Joe?
What's up, brother? Go
ahead. First off, everybody got two stories except for Tory and the gay dude. The gay dude, the only one that went up there told the truth. And Tory, he still stuck to his story, the original one that we heard. Second thing, the people that Megan was hanging with, they don't even rock with her no more. So, I mean, that should speak volume in itself. And as far as the shooting, what dude going to hop in front of a drunk girl with a gun trying to stop somebody from shooting somebody else? Because I know I wouldn't. Because I might get shot my damn self. So, I mean, I don't know about all that. So, but I know Tory did mess up by trying to protect all of them. And that's pretty much all I got to say, Joe.
You muted, Choke.
LaShonda, take it off mute. Thanks. I appreciate you, brother. LaShonda, take it off mute.
Can you hear me?
Now, go ahead. Yeah, you good. Go.
I just want to say, Choke, I'll be enjoying your show. I recently had saw you and Milagro on Instagram Live. And I like a lot of your theories and things that you talk about. This right here has really saddened me. Because there's no way that this is considered fair in the court of law. Reasonable doubt was all over this case. I mean, and we all can have all types of theories as to what happened. And we all know as women and men, if my homegirl told me that she's sexing the same guy that you hooked me up with, of course it's gonna be a fight. And the fact that the witness initially said before he got on the stand and reading the transcripts, all you ever heard was that the flash went off closest to Kelsey. So I just don't understand how they were able to come out with a guilty on all three accounts. Even if I was even leaning towards, if they found him guilty, they would find him guilty of the lesser charge that they threw in there at jury selection of the negligent of firing a weapon. But I just don't understand how that's possible. And the question that I have is, at this point, because the jury did find him guilty, does the judge have an option to not sentence him to time? Can it, could it be a suspended sentence? Is that something that could possibly happen?
Yeah, but he's still gonna get deported. He still gotta go. He can't get out of jail because he gotta go through immigration court.
No,
So
I don't believe that he's going to be convicted sentenced with no time. I doubt that highly. He may get deported, but his deportation will come after time served in America. They're not gonna. I don't think that they're just gonna automatically deport him and say, "Yo, all right, you committed a crime here. Go ahead, get out of our country."
Oh no, she said
He
does he
still
have an
got to
option?
go
I
through
ain't
the
saying they're
August
gonna do it.
Alestina case.
but I'm saying, I'm saying the judge, because the judge was, I mean, obviously there too. And even with instructing the jurors that if there's cause for reasonable doubt, meaning if a person even testified and they were untrue, that all of their testimony should be considered as untrue. So I'm saying, with the judge telling the jurors that at the time of sentencing, will the judge, does he have that option, or is that something that's taken into consideration of him seeing the different things that were not right? Will he take that into consideration and
Um,
throw it out?
he
And
going to sentence him
really,
under the
okay.
guidelines.
No,
He have to sentence him.
I don't believe so. I don't think so at all. I think that they're gonna sentence him as if he was a citizen here, and after he do his time, then they may deport him depending on how they feel. But going to according to like dudes like Slick Rick, that was from another country. I got friends that was from another country. They made them do their time and then they deported them.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, don't be
This
talking about
is
my homie Slick
this
Rick.
is
'Cause Slick
so
Rick back
messed
here,
up.
baby. That's
Yeah,
my
that's my
man. Him and
bronze
Dougie.
brother.
Hey, I've
This
been
is
fucking
so
with Dougie
messed
and
up.
Slick Rick since the 80s. Remember Little Bitches?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember
nigga.
Little Bitches.
Slick
Yeah,
Rick back, isn't he?
Well,
He,
thank
he's
you,
allowed
Choke.
back.
I
Hey,
appreciate
hold
it.
on, y'all. We get off the subject. Hold on. Let this woman wrap up.
Thank you, Choke. I appreciate you
Go
letting
ahead,
me
baby.
speak up. And again, free Tory. I just think this is really horrible, and it has really just shown us once again that you can't even say protect black men or have that option, and it makes us as women look bad because everything isn't just because we as women say something. That's our word. That's it. It should not be that way. Like we're both black, and right is right and wrong is wrong. And to take it this far, I just think it's just really terrible. Like it shouldn't have had to go this far.
Right. Let me ask you something real quick as a woman. Are there women out there that will know a guy is innocent and due to their feelings being hurt, that they will lie just to be spiteful or to hurt a man?
Yes,
Mhm.
that is 100%. I'm not saying I'm one of them, but I'm saying you do have women out here that they're so upset with a situation. It could be that it was your baby daddy and now he got a new girlfriend, and you don't like the fact that he's with this girl and he don't want to be with your child. Whatever the situation might be, that it scorns them so bad that they don't care to see that, hey, you know what? I'm taking this too far.
Hold up,
Like
but sweetie, hold up 1 second. Sweetie, you realize
A
it was
lot of
Kelsey
women.
got him locked up. Kelsey got him locked up. Chelsea, whatever fucking name is. She said she sent the text that said Tory shot Meg 5 minutes after it happened. And she definitively got on the stand and said, I didn't shoot goddamn Meg. That's ludicrous. That's what got him locked up right there. So it was another
No,
female.
no,
but
brother.
she
No, no,
but
no,
she
no.
got on the stand and said
Hold
that
on for a
she
second. Hold on for a
lied.
second. Hold on for a second, sister. Hold on for a second.
No, when
Brother,
they asked her, did
hold
she
on, brother.
shoot
Hold
him?
on.
And she said,
Hold on, brother. Brother DC, hold on a second. Stop taking your joint off mute while people talking. I'm gonna kick you out. You know, just let them finish and right. But you are wrong about that. Tory is got charged when Megan went and said Tory shot her 4 days later. It had nothing to do with what Kelsey said. Megan is the one that said that Tory shot her. But let's let this woman finish. Let's not interrupt her. And then you come back on, brother. Go ahead, LaShonda.
As I was saying, is you have these women out here that is so scorned, heartless, that they can't see when something is going too far. Their anger won't let them, or their jealousy or envy or whatever won't let them do the right thing. And that's how I feel it's happened with Meg. Tori didn't start doing anything on the internet. Meg started seeing jokes and things of that sort and tried to say that it was Tori's people in the background doing that. So that's why she finally came out and said that he shot her. My thing is, Megan pays attention to the internet a lot, and she doesn't want people not to like her. So that's what spearheaded it. And I feel like she got so in her feelings because Tori told the real to her friend. Now I'm going to shun both of y'all, and now I'm going to make you pay. And I'm saying she got a lot of backing right now. who's her her management team. Not saying no names, but I'm saying you got to look at the signs and look how things have progressed. And nobody wanted to see this man win, not be independent. It's like it's just bad that it's just about politics, but it's more than that. This is somebody's life. Like I said, nobody's saying she didn't get hurt, but how do we know in the melee? We all have friends that's been drunk or get drunk or know they taking it too far or how they act when they're drunk. We don't know if Meg was just, we know she was toe up, but I'm saying with her and Kelsey fighting, one of y'all made a good point. A big person is whipping up on you. You're grabbing something. So you're grabbing whatever to try to help you in defense to taking this person down. Ain't nobody thinking about, oh, this is my best friend or whatever. You're thinking of this female done did me in with another guy. Here it is again. You done played me. So Tory steps into, like, okay, now y'all taking it too far. Like somebody could get hurt. Nobody's looking at it like that. They're just looking at it like this man's really got his feelings so hurt. I'm gonna shoot you, girl. Dance B. All because you said my rap career ain't good. Like, come on. Like I said, this is real life.
Like he gonna throw his whole career because she dissed him.
Cause you just, I mean, you're not the one paying me, but because your word is just so bond that I'm just gonna throw it all away behind your words. No. No.
Hold on for a minute, love. Hold on for a second.
Let me get in there real quick. Choke.
Go ahead, man. God damn it.
Yeah. Let me just say one thing. Okay, I'm gonna tell you a story, okay? When I was in high school, okay, I got 3 females pregnant and I wanted abortions. So what I did, I was like,
wait, brother.
Wait, hold on. Let me just say this.
Y'all
I was like, baby,
don't use condom on the roster.
no, wait, hold on. I was just like, baby, I love you, the next time, and I got these abortions, right? And that's how you do things. And then you see if you shoot somebody, you gotta baby that shit up and be like, baby, I love you. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. You don't go to media and talk about anything. You gotta soften that cushion up, man. And he didn't do that. He failed to do that. So he gotta feel the wrath of everything because you got 2 friends now saying that you bust the gun. Meanwhile, I know it was a struggle for the gun because a gun, like when you struggle for a gun, you only struggle down. You don't struggle up. You never struggle up for a gun, right? So when you're struggling for that gun, you're struggling down. And this gun could be popping, could have a hairpin trigger. Like you just touch the side of the trigger and it's busting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You there, Choke? Choke,
yeah,
you there?
I'm there. We here.
Yeah, the gun is just busting, and then yo, you don't got your priority. He didn't have his priorities straight. He's thinking he's on a clout chase, so he's like letting it go. He should have said like, I never buffed that gun. I never shot. You shot her from day jump, from the day jump. From the first day, he should have said, I didn't shoot that gun. She shot that gun. Because his prints are not on the gun. He was protecting her for I don't even know what reason, but it failed. Right. It fucking failed, bro. But he'll win the appeal. Because none of it makes sense anyways. It's all botched. Like the cops in the bullets is missing, all kind of stuff like that. LAPD normal shit. You know what I mean? They botched it.
Right. Hold on a second. Hey, T, go ahead, T.
Nah, I know you were gonna let Vanessa go, so I'll let her go first, and then I'll respond after.
All right, cool. Go ahead, Vanessa.
Okay, y'all. Hey, sorry, my phone dropped or something. I'm gonna be real quick because now I'm sleepy. I agree with Lashonda. That's what I was That's what I was gonna say. If it was me and I was going toe to toe or stomach to face or whatever with Megan, she's a big girl. So like LaShonda said, I'm not gonna just sit there and let this girl beat my ass, even if she is my best friend. I'm gonna pick up a rock, a stick, a garbage can, or whatever I got to do
Or get your
to
gun.
protect myself. Huh? So so what she did, she knew that gun was in the car. I believe she went and got it to back. I don't think she was intentionally trying to shoot Meg. I just think she was just trying to back her up off of her. Now I think that Tory and the driver was in the car watching it, because we've seen videos where two chicks is fighting on videos, viral videos, and guys is just standing around watching, because some guys just like to see two women fighting, especially if they fighting over him. Now, if you best friends with somebody, there are guys that, your friend may kick it with him after you kicked it with him, and you don't care. You don't give a damn. Like, girl, I wasn't even really into him, all of that. Then you got the guy that got the special touch. You know what I'm saying? And then you find out you messing around. That's a whole different level. Okay. If it's somebody that they got that kind of sex thing going on, you don't want nobody else to have it. Okay. So anyway, not to get too deep into that. But I'm gonna say I'm on Tory's side. I think that he did not shoot her. I think Kelsey shot her without the intentions of really hurting her, just getting her up off of her. You know what I'm saying? So I think that when the police showed up, even if that was my girl, you shot me. I would have told the police, listen, we was having this argument. It got out of control. I had to protect myself because she was beating my ass, because they said she had blood dripping down her chin and all that. Her hair was pulled out. Yes, I feel she had every reason to protect herself. It's unfortunate that it happened, but I think that when Tory realized that a gun had been shot, that's when he probably was like, oh, snap. You know what I'm saying? They somebody shooting, and he got out of the car, to go over there. And then the driver got out, because what is Tory gonna do with Meg, with two women? They drunk, Meg's huge, you know what I'm saying? It's a gun. So yeah, the other guy came out to help. That's why the witness dude said it looked like they was beating Megan up. No, they was trying to break it up. Dude, the driver was like, dude, you might as well go sit down, because you ain't gonna be able to you ain't gonna be able to break this up. You know what I'm saying? So they grabbed the gun, and I think when the gun was grabbed, some kind of way the shots hit the ground, and then the fragments, got into Megan's feet. That's just my theory. We gotta remember, we're talking about women. You all are guys, and y'all got y'all's opinion from a male's point of view. We women are emotional over the smallest things, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, you know what I'm saying? It don't take much, especially when you drunk and it's a dude involved that you thought was your special peen, and now you doing it with them, you know what I'm saying? And plus two, they're young. These girls are young. And then I think that the emotions were already heightened when they left the party. Because apparently Meg was acting out of control at the party. I know I would have been aggravated and been like, girl, would you come on? You know what I'm saying? And then she went back because she was tripping about him being with Kylie or whatever. They come out, and whatever they were saying in the beginning, what started the argument, just escalated when Tory broke the news and said, well, I'm doing it to both of y'all. At that point, I don't even think Tory was out of it at that point. I think the attention and the argument, Kelsey probably turned right to Meg. You know what I'm saying? Tory could have been asleep in the car at that point. Now I'm confronting you. What you mean this, that, and the third? It got out of control. They get out of the car. They get to fighting. Kelsey comes back to the truck because she's like, I'm not going to let this girl beat my ass, and brought the gun out to protect herself and shot it. That's what I think. I think Kelsey should have just told. I mean, I understand that they friends or whatever, but in a situation like that, girl, you ain't had to shoot me. You know what I'm saying? That was unnecessary. You took it way too far. Plus, Meg is the star. She got a mean machine behind her. So she probably already had that feeling of, well, I'm good. You know, I got back. So I can say this, that, or whatever. She listened to her team or whatever the case may be. I'm gonna let y'all go too, because I'm sleepy. But I don't think Tory shot her. I think Tory was genuinely trying to break up the fight, take the gun so nobody could really get hurt. And he cares, all three of them care for each other. So yeah, I'm sure there was some emotion like, damn, I don't want to send my girl to jail, and you know, this, that, and the third. And that's kind of when it snowballed. Their plan just exploded after that. You know what I'm saying? It's too coincidental that the witness said the flash came from the girl. That should have been it, period.com. If Tory was in the truck and the flash came from the girls, then he couldn't have shot her. I think the gun was shot. Somebody had their finger on the trigger, pow, pow, pow. Some of them, the bullets might have hit the ground, ricocheted, or whatever the case may be. And because look, Meg, come on now. How you gonna be twerking at somebody's party 5 days later after you're supposed to have been so shot up and you know this, that, and the third? She could have played that out for a while. She jumped right back into Meg. It wasn't enough time to go by for us to even believe that you were shot, because you was twerking at the party and you was at the party. So I just believe Tory was, I'm not going to say innocent all the way around, but I don't believe that he shot. I think Kelsey shot her, and everybody was trying to protect everybody. And like I think LaShonda said, why would Tory call from the jail and be like, yeah, I'm sorry, I did it, and I ain't mean to shoot her, or whatever. I think he genuinely came down off his high, realized what happened, and felt bad about it. Like, damn, I ain't mean for it to go that route. That's jacked up. And what can I do? I don't want you to go to jail. I don't want, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was a lot of emotions because they were all friends. And no, you don't want to see none of your friends go to jail. But listen, if you shoot me, I don't give a damn who you is. Okay. You got to pay for this. You know what I'm saying? You have to pay for this because you took it too far. I didn't follow every step of the way in the court proceedings. I tried to keep up with it as much as I could. It wasn't making sense to me. And I just felt that if anything should have happened, it should have been a mistrial or an acquittal, period. And not just straight out guilty. So that's my opinion. That's my theory. And y'all have a happy holiday and Merry Christmas. I'm finna go to bed.
All right, baby. Good night to you, but I appreciate everything that you just said.
Yo, let me jump in there real quick before I go, Choke. I gotta go. Okay, so you know what? You know what it is? If I've been to jail and on a domestic violence case, that I only wanted my coat back. I didn't even do anything. And you know what happened? The first person to come visit me in jail was who? The person who accused me of doing anything to them. That's how women are. They get emotional. So this isn't a real emotional case, but he will win the appeal. I gotta go, Choke, man. I love you a lot. And yo, I always big you up every time. Big up all massive on the set.
All right, my brethren. Thanks for coming through. Anytime, man. Appreciate you. All right, we're gonna start wrapping this up. All right. Hey Mo, you got anything to say, Mo? Mo, hit the mute button, Mo. I think Mo fell asleep. We're gonna get Mo out of here. All right, DC, any final words?
Yeah, they be talking about you can't wait to come. I got 3 bullet shots in my wound. I went back to work in 4 days, sweetheart. 3 bullets, 40 Glock in my leg. So you can't tell me a bitch can't twerk in 3 days, 4 days. I got shot 3 times in my thigh. Almost hit the artery. So you can't tell me she can't go twerking. I was walking up and down fucking 26-story building after that. So
what kind of bullets was those?
40 Glock. I don't know what kind of bullets they was. The fuck.
And they all was in one leg?
In one leg. That's
and you
one
were walking
leg.
around in how many days?
In 4 days.
Without a crutch or a cane?
Without a crutch or nothing. Walking.
You're a strong ass nigga.
Hey, nigga, only reason they wasn't in my head because I snatched the gun. That's why I went down.
But it wasn't in your Achilles.
Nigga,
That's where Meg got hit.
Oh, let me tell you about the Achilles. You know what Achilles is? Achilles ain't nothing but a tendon. You know what a tendon is? See, I'm an educated black motherfucker. I was a street nigga who went and worked for a multi-billion-dollar corporation there. Nigga, I went to the feds back in the early 90s. But now I work for a multi-billion-dollar corporation. And this shit just happened last year. Because I'm still in the streets a little bit. I got nephews and shit in the street.
Nigga, you should not be goddamn getting shot working for no multi-billion-dollar goddamn company.
I'm still in the streets, choke. I'm still out in the streets, though. I hang out in the streets.
What sense do that make?
I mean, I was in the hood, nigga, looking for my little cousin.
Nigga, once we make it out the hood, we ain't going back to the hood to look for little Tyrone, nigga. Tyrone better call me. Call Tyrone, nigga. You better come see Unc over here, nigga.
Hey, Chuck, one thing about me, nigga, I ain't gonna leave the streets, nigga. I'm there forever, nigga. I'm born there.
So was I. But I bet you my ass won't be in that motherfucker.
But I ain't gonna be Young Dolph now. I ain't going to the cookie shop.
Yeah, but with different, nigga, you a grown ass man and got shot up 3 times with a 40 cal, and what are you in your 40s and your 50s? You ain't even no young nigga no more.
Nigga, I got shot. The first time in my life I got shot, I was 51, nigga. I was like, what the fuck? I made it through
And where were you? In the hood.
In the hood, nigga.
Why?
Because my aunt asked me to go look for my little cousin who went on the run.
And you went and got shot up for your little cousin that went on the run.
Yeah.
And you still don't realize, after being a grown-ass man, that your sister, your cousin, your auntie, whatever, they need to go find that nigga themselves or call the missing persons report. You caught bullets for going to look for him?
Yeah, well, me and the nigga had a problem already. So, you know, it was what it was.
Okay, so you went into the area where you had problems with people looking for somebody that you didn't have to technically go look for.
Basically.
That could have, it could have got your fucking life taken. You walking around with a fucking limp because you want to still be in the hood. Nigga, stay the fuck out the hood. And I don't even know you, but I love you enough to tell you, fuck that keeping it real shit. Nigga, you sound crazy to everybody watching right now.
Hey, I'm still in the hood though, man. I got the
this nigga still talking. Nigga, stay the fuck out the hood, nigga.
I just go to certain spots.
Oh my God. Yo, this is why I see you defending Megan. Nigga, you crazy.
I ain't defending her. I ain't defending her. The whole time I thought motherfucking Chelsea, what's her name? Kelsey shot her. Yeah. I thought she shot her off the break until that bitch got on the stand. And that text message and her getting on the stand saying, I definitely didn't shoot her. I mean, nigga, that mean Tory got to get on the stand and said, bitch, you shot me.
But he don't want to be a snitch. You know the shit that they carry. Look how they dragging Gunner right now.
Hey, Gunner, fuck Gunner. Nigga, my own brother is snitching on me now. What the fuck I'm gonna do? Fuck Gunner. Gunner's the least of my concern. But
Gunner set the precedent to make everybody else do it. Once Gunner did it, everybody else did it.
2 other niggas went before Gunner. But now your own brother in there, what the fuck? Nigga, what the fuck you gonna do?
All right, well, look. I got one request for you. Can you do me a favor?
What? Stay out the hood?
You already know.
I live in the suburbs, but I'm gonna stay out the hood. I try to stay out the hood, but I like the hood business.
Brother, I'm asking you one favor for me. Stay out the hood, brother.
And when you was with my man Joe Fur, I be right around there too.
Yo, and you know, and I'm around DC filming because I'm a fearless ass nigga. I'm getting out. Joe Fur, choke, nigga, get in the car, nigga. We can't be doing that around here.
Nigga, I was right there 2 blocks away from you. I was filming at Langston, nigga.
Brother, if you live in the suburbs, you sipping on your Patron from the bottle, nigga. Niggas is envious that you could buy a bottle of Patron and be sipping, nigga. You ain't even got a cup. This nigga over here sipping the whole bottle of Patron. He ain't give us nothing. He ain't pour no. He ain't break out the red cups.
Now, see, that's
Brother,
why I take
stay
care of
out
the
the
hood.
hood, brother. Please.
I support the hood.
You can support it, but you ain't got to be in it to get shot.
Well, I wasn't trying to get shot that day. I was just looking for my cousin.
Can we? You gonna agree with me, or you gonna fight?
I ain't gonna fight with you.
Help you stay alive.
Hey, but holler at my man Kirk Bone too, though. Get with Kirk. That's my
Kirk
homie.
Bone, all right. You gotta set me up with him. I don't know him personally.
Oh, I know
Joe First don't know him personally neither.
And with my man Billy Guy, nigga, that's my man. Ask Billy Guy about me.
Nigga, I will talk to any of them, man.
And you don't talk to Billy? Billy home.
I said I will. Set it
right.
up. You got my Instagram. Hit me up.
I'm gonna hit you up, nigga, because I Billy Guy, my man. We had so much fun.
You gonna give me that promise that you're gonna stay out the hood though?
Nah, I ain't gonna give you that promise. I'm gonna stay away from the hood. I'm gonna be in the city though.
All right, I'll take that.
All right,
I'll take that. All right, good looking, brother. Come back anytime.
All right,
much love. I love you, man.
All right, love you, man.
What? I ain't never begged a nigga to get out the hood so bad in my life. Jesus Christ. T, what up?
Yeah, appreciate the time to speak. The last thing I'll say, just the whole situation is really unfortunate, but I will say it's just another one of those wake up calls for the so-called Black population here, because ultimately, like, you see what's what. I mean, the folks who don't want to see this for exactly what it is and keep want to put the spins and all that stuff on it and not just look it right in the face and showcase, like, okay, the reason this happened is because it's not just simply the justice system. We know that. But if you look at how this thing was rolled out, and then how it was actually conveyed to the public, it just showcases how expendable the society sees men that look like us. And then also, it showcases that individuals like Megan Thee Stallion took advantage of the current social political climate with the believe all women, Black men don't protect Black women, all this different stuff. But all the accounts in this, it's a Black woman being attacked by another Black woman. And the Black man who's actually being blamed here actually stepped in between those two women. So simultaneously, because these are conversations that Black men quietly have amongst themselves. And I remember a conversation a couple years ago where young man in college saying, constantly being everywhere he turns, being told that he's not needed by Black women. That's what the messaging that young Black men keep being told. And then simultaneously being told, y'all don't protect us. So if you don't need the men to protect you, then how can you also simultaneously say that you want them to protect you at the same time? But in this case, it's worse because this is violence being exhibited by one Black woman to another. And it's not to corral a whole bunch of Black women into a vortex and just say, okay, well, this is how all of you behave. That nonsense needs to stop ultimately, because we need to just look this in the face and say, hey, people need to start holding these women to account that do stuff like this. It's just that simple. And when we see somebody being railroaded like a Tory Lanez, he's just one example amongst many. How many hundreds of thousands, if not millions of men are under the prison right now because they've been lied upon? Men that look like us. And in this case, it's just really bad, because earlier this year we had an example in the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial, which, once again, people treat these things like it's just entertainment. It really is not. These are actually people's lives, and people are setting precedents with how to go about this. Because look at what just happened with Tory Lanez. So now, and because everything's constantly platformed off of celebrity, and celebrities held so high in the Black population and presented so much, now what happens with the run-of-the-mill people on the streets? Because the people who are celebrating this right now, what happens when it's your brother or your cousin or your pops or someone you hold dear that somebody lies on, and then, oh my goodness, you're going to be crying tears, right? Because this is incorrect. It's not about the justice system. We know it's slanted against us with that. But this right here, the part that's the most unfortunate is that Megan Thee Stallion is very aware of what the social climate is and knew that she would have support from the court of public opinion by a bunch of folks who are deluded from the standpoint of actually not looking at what took place. And now that more information has come out, the worst part is that he, based on that shoddy witness's testimony in the dissertation, not in the trial, because the trial he changed it. His dissertation initially was that they were fighting, the girl went to the car, muscle flash. Simple. That's why when he got on the stand, it made no sense to anyone as to why he would say that Tory had the gun. It made no sense that he didn't even shake the defense attorney's team's hands if he's a defense witness. That literally makes no sense. But what does make sense is the fact of the matter is that he did not change the fact that Tory was in the car and that he went out to try and break it up. So ultimately, yeah, I just think it really is just another example, an opportunity for people to really like stop and take a step back and take a look at how it is that we engage as a people. Because really, he happens to be an example, but it's an opportunity. We having conversations now, and even in the midst of this conversation, people have, I'm not going to name any names, but a couple of the folks were treating it like it's just a funny drama, and it's not. Like, this is actually some real time stuff. And I mark my words, folks, like a storm is coming. And this right here is very much probably the catalyst to that storm, because stuff is about to really shift. There's a lot of stuff that's happened this year as far as Black folks are concerned, but particularly the men, because Black men are simply tired of having their fingers wagged at them by literally every single type of person on this planet, and then being told that we're useless. That is not the case. Every single one of us is necessary. Our women, our men, but the most necessary amongst us are our children, because our children are hearing this daily. And if they're hearing that the men are not needed, what is that going to say to them who will become men eventually? What is that going to say to the young ones who may desire to be with a man eventually? This, I'm telling you, this right here, mark it. This is the catalyst for things to shift completely. I appreciate you, Choke. Keep doing what you're doing. This is my first time. I've never even heard of anything until just tonight. So keep doing what you're doing. And everybody else, peace, peace, peace.
All right, man. Thanks, man. I appreciate you. Please come back.